They called it a fairy tale union. A young Nollywood starlet, Regina Daniels, and a powerful billionaire politician, Ned Nwoko. Their wedding shocked many, their lifestyle amazed all, and for a while, everything looked perfect. But lately, the glamour seems to be fading. Whispers have turned into headlines and headlines into questions. Is the royal marriage crumbling? Regina Daniels, born in 2000, was already a household name before she turned 20. Her beauty, charm, and natural talent earned her fame fast. Then came 2019, and the world stopped for a moment. She married Prince Ned Nwoko, a successful businessman, politician, and philanthropist, almost 4 decades older. The internet exploded. Some said it was love, others whispered it was strategy, security over affection, but Regina stood firm. I love my husband, and that's all that matters. Together, they built an empire of luxury and grace, exotic trips, designer cars, diamond gifts. Instagram never lacked their smiles, until something shifted.
In early 2025, eagle-eyed fans noticed something strange. Regina's Instagram page went quiet, then returned lighter, photos gone, captions erased, and most shockingly, her husband's name vanished from her bio.
That silence spoke louder than any post, and suddenly the questions grew louder. Was the once glamorous marriage now in trouble? Was love losing to lifestyle? Or truth replacing fantasy? Rumors spread like wildfire. Talk of new wives, emotional distance, jealousy, business tension, but no one could confirm the truth, because both Regina and Ned remained silent. Every marriage has 2 sides, the one the world sees and the one behind closed doors. For Regina, life went from movie sets to mansion halls. For Ned, from politics to parenting and public scrutiny. But somewhere in between, love met pressure. Age difference became a topic. Different lifestyles, expectations, priorities, it all added up. She's a modern woman in her prime, glowing with ambition. He's a traditional man, surrounded by cultural duties and wealth. When love and lifestyle start walking at different speeds, something has to give. Let's pause for a moment. What if the cracks we see aren't proof of hate, but proof of humanity? Behind fame, money, and politics, there's still emotion, ego, and fear. Fear of being judged, fear of being misunderstood, fear of losing control. Maybe Regina's silence isn't weakness, it's protection. Maybe Ned's calm face hides confusion, not pride. And maybe what we're watching isn't the end, but a transformation. Here's what we know for sure. They share 2 beautiful sons. There's been no official statement of separation or divorce, but public appearances together have reduced drastically. The online affection, gone, the chemistry, faded, and the world is watching, waiting, speculating. Whether this saga ends in reconciliation or farewell, only time will tell. But for now, the royal silence speaks louder than royal titles. Fairy tales are easy to start, but hard to sustain. Because marriage isn't about diamonds or Instagram, it's about depth, trust, and growth. And sometimes, even the most beautiful stories take unexpected turns. What do you think about Regina Daniels' marriage saga? Do you see a comeback or a quiet goodbye? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and don't forget to subscribe for more real stories behind the headlines. When the noise started growing, one thing became clear. This was more than gossip. It was a conversation about love, age, and power. Because Regina's story isn't just her own. It represents the questions many women face. Can love survive when the world doubts it? Can a woman still breathe when her life becomes a headline? She didn't just marry a man. She married into a world of wealth, responsibility, and constant eyes. Every smile became public property. Every silence, a story. In the early years, Regina defended her husband passionately. She spoke about understanding, maturity, and peace. She said love isn't about age, but connection. And maybe she was right, for a time. But the internet is merciless. People who once cheered started questioning her happiness. Every post was dissected, every caption interpreted. When she shared a motivational quote, fans asked, "Is she shading Ned?" When she danced alone, they whispered, "Is she free now?" The public turned her marriage into a stage, and every silence became an act. To truly understand this saga, we must look beyond celebrity lights. In many African cultures, especially in northern Nigeria, polygamy is not unusual. Ned Nwoko, being a man of status and tradition, has had multiple wives, and Regina knew that. But what happens when tradition meets a generation of women raised in freedom, fame, and independence? A quiet conflict begins, the kind that doesn't always explode, but slowly erodes connection. When a woman's spirit evolves faster than the rules around her, she starts to feel like a guest in her own story. And sometimes love alone can't fix that. Regina may have lost some public affection, but she gained something deeper. Motherhood. Her sons became her world, her reason, her anchor. She started focusing more on personal growth, philanthropy, and quiet success. While many thought she was drowning, she might actually be rebuilding. There's a kind of peace that doesn't come from attention. It comes from understanding who you truly are. And maybe that's what she's doing right now. Meanwhile, Ned has remained composed, focused on politics, business, and legacy. But even power doesn't protect you from the weight of personal storms. For all his wealth, the question remains, can a man balance duty, culture, and emotion without losing one for the other? Because behind every strong man is a woman who either feels seen or forgotten. And when a woman begins to feel unseen, the home begins to whisper. Maybe this story was never meant to be a tragedy. Maybe it's simply a lesson that no matter how bright the lights of fame burn, love still requires humility, communication, and balance. Regina's journey reminds every woman that choosing love is brave, but keeping yourself within that love is divine. And Ned's journey reminds every man that respect, not wealth, sustains affection. Because when love becomes ownership, hearts turn cold. Now fans are divided. Some hope for reconciliation, others say she deserves freedom, but in truth, only two people know the real story. And maybe they're both fighting the same thing. Expectations. The pressure to prove happiness to a world that refuses to believe it. Sometimes protecting peace means walking away quietly. Other times it means fighting in silence until the storm passes. Whichever path they choose, we can only hope it leads to healing. At the end of the day, the Regina Daniels and Ned Nwoko saga is more than gossip. It's a mirror. A mirror showing how love, power, and purpose wrestle in the hearts of real people living unreal lives. So before we judge, let's remember, even in a palace, the heart can still feel lonely. And even under scrutiny, love can still be real, reminding you that every love story, even the most glamorous, bleeds human truth. Like, comment, and subscribe for more deep stories behind the headlines.